Peace, Capricorn. This is your May 2018 reading. My name is Camille, and you are watching Millennial Tarot. How y'all feeling? Because whether you are a Capricorn sun, moon, or rising, right now we got Mars, Pluto, and Saturn in Capricorn. And those are the three big malefics, the three big, bad, important planets. And so I hope it's been good for you. I mean, Saturn is at home in Capricorn, Pluto is okay in Capricorn, and Mars is exalted in Capricorn. So I hope that you're really getting things done, enterprising. I hope that if you've been speeding up in any area of your life, whatever house cusp is Capricorn for you, I hope that you've been taking time to rest. So that's a big thing happening for you guys. Capricorn is really spotlighted. It's going to be spotlighted for a little bit longer, for the last few months and for the next several weeks. And then, the biggest transit happening, if you watched any of my other videos or you're just astrologically curious, is Uranus is moving into your sister Earth sign of Taurus. And that's going to be forming a trine with anything happening in your Capricorn sun or your Capricorn moon or your Capricorn rising or in your Capricorn house, Earth to Earth, speaking connection. So that's Uranus coming in to bring revolutionary ideas, insight, a creative spark, a new type of spirituality or awakening to whatever house Taurus is in your chart. So just stay tuned for that. Big astrological movement there. Whenever the big planets ingress into a different sign, it's a big deal, So I just wanted to let you guys know. So without further ado, I'm going to be moving into your 3-card spread using the Rider-Waite Tarot deck and to see what is coming up for you this May 2018. What are the lessons now, Capricorn? I am getting over cold, so forgive me there. No bueno. No bueno. No! Well, this would be a good time to say I'm still doing my $10 readings. Did I say that already? I don't know. Alright, I'm going a little bit crazy, stir crazy, because I think this is my 10th video in a row. Okay. May Capricorn. May Capricorn. Perfect. That fall on the floor was divine. It shook the cards up in just the right way. So let's see. New for you. Okay, so what we pulled coming into this reading, recent past, are just setting up. Okay. Setting off the energies of this reading, we have the Page of Cups. And then we move into the present. Excuse me, what? Please just forgive me, okay? Capricorns, y'all. And then we have the Four of Swords, and then we have the Major Arcana card for Sagittarius, the Temperance card. There she is. Sorry about that glare. So, okay, so what is happening is that you're being emotionally stirred this month, and this is something that you know what it is. So when the Page of Cups comes up in the past position, pages being messengers, cups being emotions, this is something that you already have a pulse on. This is something that you already know. So it has to do with whatever was triggered by this Page of Cups, and I want you to keep that in mind as we talk about the reading. It's necessarily one area of your life, but it could be an emotional upheaval in all areas of your life. But I do feel for most Capricorns, it's one thing, one person, one area that has recently gotten a new emotional trigger. No, trigger sounds bad. A new emotional impulse, a new emotional beginning, a new emotional thing. Because when we think about the Page of Cups, we think about newness, and we think about how the page is the messenger, and he's first in line on the way to becoming a knight and then becoming the king. And then we think about cups, this is a heavily Piscean card. We think about mysticism and emotional stuff and being more loosey-goosey and being a little more, adrift in the ocean. So this is something that is going to be triggering a part of your life that you just have emotions over, whether it's your job, whether it's over a person, whether it's over a thing, whether it's over money, whatever that is for you, you would know best. I also just want to because it occurred to me to say this, and it only occurs to me to say things that I need to say. The Page of Cups is also someone who could be handling your emotions nefariously. So the Page of Cups is a more immature spirit. He is first in line to the king and blah, blah, blah. So he can mature. But as he is right now as a page, just as someone who is a little bit wibbly-wobbly with your emotions, wibbly-wobbly with their emotions, and could be coming at you from a place that is duplicitous. And this is not out of a place of trying to purposely harm you. So I don't want you to get out your Capricorn claws, Capricorns, Zodiac Mafia. You guys plot revenge. So I don't want you to think of this person as an enemy. Just know that they just aren't as wise as you are. They aren't as mature as you are. They aren't as forthright and blunt and emotionally stable as you are, especially Capricorn moon. So just let them be. And they're in an area of your life, whether it's a relationship, a friendship, family member. This is a person-oriented type of reading. Where they're just not up to being as honest and as with integrity as they could be. And you're dealing with them in some arena of your life. So it could be very strongly that this person could just be that way, or they could be a Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, because we do have water coming up. So that's coming up, or it could be, something happened, or you got a message, you got a new insight, a new idea, just something sparked in your emotional life, but it had to do with one arena of your life. It had to do with something in your life. Job, money, finances, whatever. So you're taking what that is, whatever that person is, whatever the situation is, deeply emotional. You can't make sense of it, kind of even, because we have the undulation of the waves and then the slipperiness of the fish itself. You can't quite grab it. You don't have a grasp on it. And May sees you doing that. And here we have the Four of Swords, the card of repose. So let's talk briefly about two things. The first thing is that, the Four of Swords pictures someone. The story behind this card is he went off to war, he thought he was going to die, he had his casket made for him already, and he came back and he's laying on top of his casket and he's rethinking battle strategies. And if there's anyone who can think long-term battle, it's Capricorn. So as whatever this emotional upheaval was in your life, whatever arena that was, May kind of sees you stepping back from it. This is a card of repose. He's not making any actions. He's kind of just laying there and sitting there. Stepping back from it and dealing with it from a place of more logic and more clarity. The Page of Cups we alluded to, it's a slippery type of nebulous type of situation. He reminds me of Pisces because the glyph of Pisces is the fish, and Pisces is very nebulous. It's that 12th house, that deep unknown, that deep puddle of watery darkness that we don't know where it leads. And the Four of Swords sees you in May trying to make sense of it. And then let's talk about the Swords. Swords approaches situations from a more logical point of view, from a more detached point of view, and from a more objective point of view. So Capricorns, whoever this person is, whatever the situation is, you will see your best self emerge when you don't get down and play with it, or him, or them, or her. So what I mean from that is that you're becoming above the emotions, and polar opposites here, starting off the reading with water, presently with swords, air, opposite of water, and then ending it off again with a more reasoned water. These are polar opposites. So should you find yourself being tugged in different directions, know that you will find your center in being objective and being detached and being rational. This could also very well be due to the movements of a lot of malefic planets into your sign, Mars, Pluto, and Saturn. Saturn, not so much. All the planets are malefics, and they like to disrupt, and they like to put order to things, and they like to topple things down that aren't honest and they don't have integrity. So they're not malefic in that way, that they just want to see you suffer. So to the extent that you're going to be feeling emotional and things may be feeling weird and out of grasp and a little bit unbalanced right now, just know that it's not hurt for the sake of hurt. It's not disorder for the sake of disorder. There's something that is weaving its way through all that chaos, through all that slipperiness, that is going to create a stronger foundation, a stronger you. And then we move page into the four, we're thinking about it, we're retreating, battle strategies, so it's not you getting out your claws just yet. Also, the person or the situation you're dealing with is a little bit beneath you. I wouldn't usually say that because everybody's everything. People are equal and all that way. But the situation you're dealing with is a little bit beneath you. The person you're dealing with is a little bit beneath you. We spoke about emotional maturity, emotional stability, all that stuff. So whatever the situation is, whatever the person is, or the person that set off the situation, you're dealing a little bit with an immature spirit. So keep that in mind and have mercy. Lord! And then we move into the Temperance card, the major arcana card of Sagittarius. And to speak about Sagittarius being the bridge builder, about being the connector, about being the traveler, the person who imparts wisdom, the person who teaches and learns for the sake of trying to become higher minded. So it sees you after this month, or a little bit at the end of this month, becoming at a place of reason, at a place of guidance, at a place of you were so strong and you were so still and you were the lighthouse amongst the storm, and that's just kind of who you level up into being. So if you think this situation is going to break you, if you think this person is going to break you, if you think you're going crazy, if you think all these bad things are happening, just know that you will emerge stronger, not only for yourself, but as a stronger beacon of hope for other people. So if other people are seeing you go through this, or just you meet other people in the course of your life where you can say, hey, I did this, I went through this, I know what it's like, let me help you. That is who you are emerging in this time. Temperance also sees you taking the nonsense of the Page of Cups, should he be a nonsense type person. Remember, the Page of Cups could also just be the messenger of a new emotional time, so it doesn't have to be a nefarious person like we spoke to. The Temperance sees you taking that water and doing it, balancing it, pushing it back and forth, doing things in moderation, achieving a place of, Temperance is stability, she's honest, and she has integrity. So this is you dealing with your emotions from a more adult and a mature place. Sorry, a squirrel walked by. Not in my house, but outside. Could you imagine a squirrel in here? But you're just at a place of wisdom. And the Sagittarian card, we can see a halo, all those things around her head, divine inspiration, having gone through something and now she knows something more. But Temperance speaks to balance, and she also speaks to moderation. So this is you both distancing yourself from the person, distancing yourself from the situation, feeling better because you did so, feeling better at the end of it all, but also all that plus you become a different, more wise, more caring, more nurturing, and a more guiding type force, and a more guiding type of person. Whew, I'm losing my voice here. So basically the story is here for you. The sudden disruption, the sudden spark, the suddenness is what's coming in of emotion in an arena of your life. You taking the time in May to really marinate and think about it. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with the person? And then you emerge as this calm, wise, friendly type person, gracious type person who, because of the emotional inspiration, you take it, emotional upheaval or the emotional spark, whatever that is. For spark isn't the word I'm looking for. There's a word that is escaping me right now that I mean to say for the Page of Cups. But whatever that is for you, you're taking it and you're doubling down on it, and you're just becoming a way more mature presence, a way more guiding and hopeful presence, both for yourself. You're putting yourself and things back into balance, and you learn something, but also for others. And then the Four of Swords, thinking about it in a more tactical way. What are the steps that I can do in order to get to temperance, in order to get to balance, in order to get to the moderation where I can just feel good? And moderation also means moderation of emotion. So should you be feeling flip-floppy, way into the depressed zone, way into the inactive zone, fatigue, malaise, temperance sees you putting those emotions back in balance so you can feel joy and equalness of any sadness or any hardness. So you can feel lightness and an equal measure with any gravity, with anything that's pulling you down. So that is what's happening here for you in May. I hope that it made sense and that I was able to give you any clarity. Of course, if you need me for a more personal situation in your life, I will be here, just one email away. But until then, I will see you goats in June. Have a great month.